everyone. So why your organic Facebook sales aren't actually free? So I'm Andrew from MTech Digital Marketing Agency. We're a Google partner, a Google Marketing Platform sales partner, and I'm an ex-Googler. So we are not an organic social media agency. All we do here is paid media, so paid ads. And in fact, I've recently taken on a fantastic organic agency who's going to be taking over the company post. So Kimber will be taking over for us very, very soon. So you'll start to see a lot more coming from us. But anyway, I was on a client proposal call the other day with an agency that we work with. They access programmatic through Google Marketing Platform through us. So we're on a client call and they started discussing organic social media and content creation, which got me thinking a bit more about organic social, more so than I have done previously. I'm not a massive poster to social media personally. It's not my natural go-to in my personal life, and therefore for business as well, hence why I've taken on a outside agency. But one of the most common things I've heard from clients over the years and prospective clients is that sometimes they don't value paid ads on social media as they get sales organically. And you know, they're big posters, they make lots of videos, they do all the things that you should be doing, filming on job sites, wherever it might be, and posting it up. And I started doing a bit more digging around into Facebook's organic algorithms, how they work, how to get the best out of them. Now, the thing about internet algorithms is they constantly change, and nobody fully knows everything about what makes the Facebook one work or the Google one work, and they deliberately make it that way. But I did find some really great information out there, in particular from Hootsuite. They've got a really good source of information on it. And I've put together from it and a few other places some headlines that will hopefully help you in your organic outreach and explain to you as well why your organic sales aren't necessarily free. So the first thing we need to talk about in Facebook terms are ranking signals, which are essentially the way that Facebook decides whose posts are going to show to you in your timeline when you're on your phone or on the computer. And everything that Facebook does, it's worth remembering, is based around that user experience. What do I want to see when I'm on Facebook? What do I want to do? So you could have the best organic social media strategy on the planet, but a lot of the ranking signals you've got no control over. They're based on the end user and the way that they like to see information, the way they like to read, listen, to what content, which obviously you can't control. Meaning there's always going to be a significant proportion of your target audience out there that you cannot and you will never be able to reach through organic postings. But some of your posts that you're potentially putting out there at the moment are actually harming your reach. And algorithm weighs a lot of different factors before it decides what to show or which video to show that person. But they mentioned three major categories for ranking signals, which are really important to stay on top of. So, who does that user typically interact with? So, do they like your page? What type of media do they like? And what type of media is the post? Is it video, photos, text, etc.? And the popularity of the post. Has it had much engagement so far? And, they're the three main ones, but there's lots of tips in helping you to improve it. So the first one is start conversations with people. So posts are designed to get people talking. It's one of the key signals the algorithm uses, and obviously massively so with regards to how people liked your page previously. Now, obviously, no one's going to engage with your business page or group the way that they would with their friends. But those likes and shares that they do go a long way to increasing the reach that your posts get to other people. Now, what you do have to be careful of, and what you do have to do is making sure that you do the right kind of posts. And it means that you have to put in a fair amount of elbow grease, a fair amount of hard work. before the algorithm will start to recognize and reward your pages or your group's value even. And by elbow grease, don't mean crappy little, obviously engagement bait, comment bait posts. The algorithm will pick up that it can tell, and it will actually put your post and your page potentially further down on somebody's timeline. Your posts need to be genuine, authentic, engaging, and relevant. So asking people about, should the milk go in first or second when you're making a cup of tea is not relevant for your page unless you are a tea merchant, as an example, or a coffee shop or something like that. Equally, what you call a bread roll, or always a hotly debated topic in different parts of the UK. Unless you're a baker, it's not going to be relevant for your page. So putting posts out like that are designed purely just to get people talking, but talking about things that aren't relevant to your business page, to your group, are actually going to harm you based on Facebook's algorithm, because it doesn't deem it as high enough quality for their users. And it's all about their users at the end of the day. Now, obviously, the next thing is make sure you're posting when people are online. So for B2B brands, that's generally somewhere between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays are the best days to post. And for business to consumer, around about noon, actually, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now, during COVID lockdowns and everything else, these have actually changed slightly. And we're seeing a new normal, which is everyone's favourite phrase at the moment, about when the right time is to post. But what I will say is it's too early days to actually determine if that's the case or whether it's just a blimp at the moment. So I'll stick with those times myself, and we'll see where we go from there. But the next thing you need to make sure you do is never post content that will get you downranked for fake news. Another popular phrase is a prime example of the type of thing will get you ranked down and will massively harm your reach going forward. Post high quality videos is the next thing you need to be doing. So that is videos that are more than 3 minutes in length, short videos they don't particularly like, and videos that get engagement. So people watch past that 1 minute mark. So they watch past a minute and they are over 3 minutes in length. Get you boosted further up in the rankings. And originality. Videos that aren't repurposed from other sources, from other platforms, or you've posted before and now you've basically chopped down the exactly same content, they pick up on and penalise you for that as well. Now, if you are a real whiz at making videos and you really enjoy doing it, doing Facebook Lives is a cracking idea. So you'll get an average of 6 times the engagement that you will for a standard video on Facebook. So certainly worth considering. But in all your videos, be careful about encouraging people to hit the like button, to hit the share button, to show you the hearts, whatever it might be. Within it, it can actually have a negative impact on your reach. Facebook's algorithm picks up on it and frowns on it because it's deemed as artificial promotion, artificial likes, so they don't like that. And the next thing to be wary of on video is views. So views, obviously, the amount of times that your video's being watched. But because of the way Facebook actually deems a watch, it can lead you to a false sense of security. So, please do take care. And the fact that your video might show that you've had 2,000 views doesn't really mean you've had 2,000 views. So Facebook videos autoplay for the vast majority of people. Most people don't have that set and turned off. And most people use Facebook on their mobile. So a video view, in Facebook terms, is deemed as a view when it's been played for 3 seconds. And on a mobile, that half of it, 50% of it, had to be in view of the screen. So that can mean that it's halfway down the page, and you're not really paying attention to it, but it runs for 3 seconds, therefore it counts as a view. It doesn't really mean that the client was paying attention to it, really saw it, and most of the time sounds off, so they probably didn't see any subtitles on it. Please make sure you put subtitles on your videos. On desktop, it's slightly better because 100% of the picture must be in view, but again, it doesn't mean that it's actually being viewed, and still only for 3 seconds. So be mindful of that. It can make you think that you're seeing, or potential clients are seeing your your video an awful lot more than they are. So you need to post consistently for the next thing. So we used to say with newspaper ads that repetition builds reputation, so people have to see you several times to build trust in you, and it's exactly the same with Facebook. You need to build authority, credibility, and trust, and regular posting does that. If you don't post semi-regularly, it can obviously have an impact on you from a human point of view. So the next thing you want to do is leverage Facebook groups. They can be a massively powerful thing for your business to build your own little habitat, for lack of a better word, where you can talk to your audience, you can engage with them in a slightly different way. Obviously, you've got full control over it, and you can do a lot more than you can through a business page. So they are massively important and massively beneficial when you do them right. And it's a really good way to build superfans who will go and brand evangelists is a popular name for them as well, who will go out there and shout about your brand all over the place. Facebook actually prioritizes content from groups into people's newsfeed now, but as I've already mentioned with the above, you'll stop with the clickbait, comment bait, like bait posts. They will have the opposite effect and actually damage your rank and your situation. Now, your page and your group should be linked, most are, and as such, don't neglect one over the other. If you put everything in your group and not on your page, it's also going to damage the algorithm from everything I've read. So you need to support your organic posts with paid ads. It's the next major thing. And while your brand's organic content can, deepen your relationship with your audience, Facebook ads remain, absolutely the best way to expand your brand, to increase your awareness, increase your reach to the 2.4 billion people that use Facebook. Obviously, not all of them are going to be your particular target audience, and certainly not going to necessarily be your clients, but there's an awful lot out there that you won't reach simply through organic. The last major thing is you need to let people know how to see your content. So you need to tell them how they can make sure that they see your posts, videos, etc. in their feed, and that they go and check the option for see first preferences to let the algorithms know that they're keen to keep engaged with you and your brand, and it's important for them to be able to see the latest information from you as soon as it's posted. But with everything in digital, don't get too caught up in the numbers, which might seem strange from somebody in digital saying that, because I'm all about numbers. But just because you've got 50,000 likes, say, on your Facebook page, doesn't mean that's your reach. So Hootsuite have got a tool called Amplify, which is really quite cool. It allows you to work out your actual reach that your average post will get. So based on if your business has one employee and say 50,000 people that like your business page, most people would assume that your reach is going to be fairly high, and I don't know, maybe 20,000 people will see your post. The average will be 682 people out of 50,000 will actually see that post that you've made. So don't get caught up in the numbers. Strange coming from somebody in digital who's all about numbers, but what do I mean by that? Just because your page has got 50,000 likes doesn't mean that your reach is going to be anything like that. So Hootsuite have a tool called Amplify that allows you to calculate your potential reach for each post that you have. So based on one employee and 50,000 likes on your page, every post that you put out there, every article, will reach on average 682 people. If you've got 3 employees that then share the post, your content, it increases obviously to about 2,046 people. But you need to have an engaged workforce to get that to work, but it's still going to be significantly below the amount of people that like your page. So don't get too hung up on the amount of likes that your page has got. It's about the right people liking it and keeping engaged with it as well. But they do have the calculator at Hootsuite that will crunch the numbers for you based on your employee, your page likes. It does it across platform as well, so it looks at LinkedIn and Twitter as well. So I'll put a link to the calculator in the comments below, so you can jump on, have a play with it, see what sort of numbers it's looking like for your posts, and hopefully it'll give you a bit of an idea of what's going on with your organic social media, your reach, and what that looks like. So back to the original part of the post. So why your organic sales on social media aren't free. So businesses love organic sales. There's no marketing ad spend attached, which they generally get very excited about. And for big businesses with large audiences and you make huge volumes of sales and have very large sale volumes in monetary terms, that is very, very true. But for the majority of small businesses, they aren't free sales. And I'll explain what I mean. So last year, insights agency called Vertical Response did a survey among small business owners about their organic social media. And just under half of them said that they spent about 6 hours a week pulling together and managing their organic social media marketing. So just over an hour a day based on a 5-day week, which feels about right. Obviously, a lot of businesses still don't do much on social media. Now, I bet for some of you who are spending a lot more than 6 hours per week on social media, if you make lots of videos, you post regularly, you do quizzes on there. But for the purposes of this example, we'll stick to 6 hours to give you the example of why your organic sales aren't free. So the first thing you need to do is work out your average hourly rate, so what you charge yourself out at to clients. And for some of you, that might be quite difficult to calculate, depending on obviously the industry you're in, your product, your service, etc. But we'll do this example for you, and you use the same principles regardless of however many hours you spend on your social media for your company every week, every month, whatever it might be, so that you'll get your base marketing cost. Okay, so let's use an example of a small legal firm, small solicitors firm, who on average, probably assuming they're outside of London, charges around about £100 per hour when they're doing work for their clients. So based on 6 hours a week, £600 a week, or £2,400 per month is what they charge clients if they were actually doing their job in that time. So that is the base marketing cost that you need to start off with, because that's the price that you can't, or the amount of hours that you can't charge out to your customers. Plus then you need to work out what you pay yourself. So on top of the fact that you've got that time that you can't bill out, you still need to draw a salary as well. So you take whatever your drawdown is and you divide it by, say, 160 hours, 40 hours a week. So if, as an example, you drew down £3,000 a month, over the 160 hours is £18.75. So over the month is £450. So the remarketing cost for your organic social media would be your 24 hours at what you pay yourself, plus what you've missed out in being able to charge out to clients, so £2,850. If you then divide that into the amount of sales you've made organically, for the majority of people, that's going to prove to be more expensive than a lot of your other routes to market, be it network and digital, whatever it is. Now, I'm not saying to you by any means am I saying to you that you should not be doing organic social media. You absolutely should be and need to be doing your organic social media. I wouldn't be paying an agency to do ones for myself if I didn't believe in it. But your sales aren't free just because there wasn't an ad spend attached, and you need to know your numbers. You need to make sure you're using your time wisely, because for those 24 hours a month, are you better working on clients? Are you better maybe paying somebody to do a bit of posting for you? Or are you better looking at other routes to market? But organic social media should make up part of every effective digital marketing strategy. So do not stop doing it, but make sure you know your numbers and that you do it right. But that's it from me. Till next time, if there is anything at all we can help you with, please do not hesitate to reach out, and we look forward to